Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. As you see, we've been joined by SMU Mustangs head coach June Jones, along with safety Chris Banjo and offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum. Same as we did with Pittsburgh. Asked Coach Jones to make an opening statement, just a few thoughts on how preparations have gone and looking ahead to the game tomorrow, and then we'll open the floor for questions. Coach?
Yeah, well, we're excited to be here. It's been a great 3 or 4 days since we've gotten here. Real nice for me to be able to come back close to where I spent 15 or 20 years being in Atlanta. So spent a lot of time in Birmingham, and excited for the kids to get to go to the Civil Rights Museum and see some of the special things that that are made available to them. And this is a treat for their hard work from January to January. And we set a goal for ourselves to get to a bowl and to do some specific things. So this is a great reward for them to be able to be together and be a part of this great bowl.
Okay, we'll open it for questions for Coach Jones, Chris, and Kelvin. Raise your hand and we'll get a mic to you. Start over here on the front.
If all of you could take this, I'd appreciate it. You opened 5-1, won 5 in a row, and as you well know, lost 4 of the last 6. What's your explanation for that, and which team are you now? We have had a month to look back and kind of say what happened this year.
Well, as in anything, the game of football is down to 4 or 5 plays every game, and we made those plays early in the season. Even though we were negative in the giveaway takeaway, we're still making plays, and we didn't take care of the football. I thought that we kind of got a little beat up, injuries and that type of thing. Of course, that probably more than anything, I think, does it. I thought the guys hung in through the what was kind of a lull in where we wanted to go. They hung in real good, practiced hard and did everything right, and we got a chance to win a couple games there late to make it to this bowl. So that was positive.
Chris or Kelvin, you want to add anything?
Nothing much really. Just to add on to what Coach Jones was saying. Pretty much there are some games where if there was a play or two made here or there, the whole game is a whole nother situation. So it's just being able to capitalize on those plays, like you said. Some injuries may have hurt us down the line, but with all that said, we're here in this bowl game, and we have to get this one.
Kelvin?
Just to piggyback it, Coach Jones just stressed, throughout those hard times to just keep doing the little things, and those little things paid off, and we're here today.
Other questions for SMU? Other side, front row.
For Chris and June, they have a different play caller working on offense in this game. Does that make things a little more complicated, or do you feel pretty confident they're going to stick with what they've done pretty much all season, or do you think you have to sort of be aware of maybe some wrinkles they might throw in for this game?
See, it kind of does especially playing Coach Graham recently, at the University of Tulsa, having a whole other play caller. I'm sure they will stick to the same scheme, but in certain situations in the game, tendencies may change or different things of that nature. But for the most part, I really do believe they're going to stick to what Pittsburgh does in terms of play calling and scheme wise. But we do have to be able to adjust to the style of play calling that Coach Dodd, I believe, comes with.
As coaches, we kind of talked about that, and we actually went back and looked at some North Texas tape when Todd was there. And I've known Todd a long time, and I know he likes to throw the football. And I would anticipate if there's any changes that they'll throw the ball more. They let it all hang out. They got nothing to lose, so I think that we'll see some special plays, that we haven't seen. And I think that the basis, like CB's talking about, they're not going to change their blocking schemes or their run plays. What they do, they're going to do. But I do think that the personality probably will be a little bit more aggressive.
Other side, second row.
Chris, they've got Pittsburgh has traditionally always had a very good running attack. They also have 2 enormous receivers. From what you've seen on film, what do you see as the biggest challenges or concerns against their offense tomorrow?
Just their running game is very, very effective. As you can see, they lost, a Heisman hopeful in their starter, and they were able to bring on 2 new guys who can run the ball just as well. So, as our defense, we really want to force them to throw the ball, even though they have, very talented receivers, guys that can run, guys that can, run good routes and get open in the open field. But you want to, force them to be one-dimensional. And, with the new offensive coordinator, it's kind of, not clear in terms of exactly what they're going to do, but you just really want to make them one-dimensional, so it makes us more comfortable on defense.
Switch back to the other side.
Kelvin, the strength of the Pitt's defense is their defensive line, obviously. How much have you seen them on film, and what do you see from them, and maybe can you compare them to some of the other teams you played?
Scheme-wise, looking back at it, kind of compare you to Houston and Southern Miss, just scheme-wise. As far as their personnel, I would kind of put them up against Washington State. They're long, they're big, at the same time very athletic. 98, 97. Both of those guys play very, very well with their hands. I think one of them is a second-team All-American. Have watched a lot of their games, have watched a lot of cut-ups, and you see in those cut-ups things that they do very well. They get guys leaning just with the way they play. They're very athletic. Like I said, they're very good with their hands and very athletic. If we do what we're supposed to do, it'll be a good matchup for both teams.
Other questions for SMU?
This will go really for any of you, if you all would address this would be nice. But with where the program was years ago, where it's come back, under June, 3 bowl games in a row, how important is tomorrow for where this program's going to go in the future after coming back from?
Well, it's definitely, the thing about bowl games, you want to win them, because it's it kind of stays with you the whole offseason, just like the last year's game did. And you want to always confirm that you're going in the right direction, and it helps with recruiting. It helps, in a bunch of different ways. We're taking a step up, certainly going to the Big East, and we're going to have to turn our game up even higher in the next few years. And this is a real good experience for the underclassmen to be a part of a bowl game and get to feel what it's like. I really, really want this group of seniors to get out with a win, and that'd be their last game, and that's really, I'm sure Pitt's saying the same thing, but for this group of kids to have been through everything that they've been through, it's just, to me, the capper for them.
Back to the other side, second row.
I guess it's for any of you, but 2 years ago when you played in the Hawaii Bowl, it was one of those days where everything went right. Last year's bowl game obviously didn't come out the way you wanted it. Is there anything you can take from the preparation for last year's game that maybe you tweaked or changed a little bit to get a better outcome tomorrow?
I don't think we changed the way we practice. Coach Jones, as he said at the end of the luncheon today, we do what we do. He's been doing it for 40 years. He's not changing anything. As far as the preparation for both bowl games, we still come with the same type of intensity. Some days, my dad always taught me when I was a young child, some days somebody's gonna have to lose, some days somebody has to win. So we understand that. We just got to keep preparing and keep fighting. And luckily we're back at a stadium. A couple of other guys were talking about this being where it all started out a couple years ago, where we won our first away game period against UAB, and to be in the stadium again and for us seniors to end it off here would be a wonderful accomplishment.
Chris?
Adding on to that, in terms of preparation for both games, I think the biggest thing tomorrow is going to be able to one snap and clear, and that's one thing we always talk about, is being able to bounce, being able to go through adversity. Pittsburgh is a good team, and they're going to make some plays offensively and defensively. And maybe for the younger guys in the last year's bowl game, going from Hawaii Bowl, they expected, this to just be completely smooth for us, let this, let's get another win. But I think it allowed us to mature, and like I said, going to this bowl game the biggest thing is going to be able to one snap and clear, and I believe we can do that. We can get a win.
Coach, did you want to add anything to that?
No, I think that every time you're in these type of games, you learn from them. I think that the Billy, just like CB said, the TCU game, for example, when I go back and pull out and look at highlights of that game, it's players making plays, and we made plays in that game. Jeremy Johnson made a catch over the middle. Darius made 2 unbelievable catches that in other games you don't make those plays, you don't win the game. And that's really what it comes down to, is making plays. Players make plays in big games, and that's what you got to do in this setting. And everybody lives for this bowl game. Everybody you know, as a coach and a player, you know, this is it, and the cream rises to the top, and I anticipate that we'll play well.
Other questions for SMU? Anything else? Okay, thank you guys. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.